You have a fleet of servants to tie your shoes. You have flower bearers to pedal your path. You are the heir to a fortune, but you realize one thing. You have no idea what your customers actually want because you've never walked a day in their shoes. In everyone's favorite 1988 classic, Coming to America, Prince Akeem of Zamunda realizes his ivory tower is actually a golden cage. He doesn't want an arranged marriage. He wants a woman that's going to arouse his intellect as well as his loins. But to find it, he has to do the unthinkable. He has to trade his silk for a mop bucket at McDowell's, which I don't think he planned for when he got there. But welcome back to Student Screen. I'm Lady Ray, and today we're auditing the ultimate market research trip. We're talking about why you can't lead a market from the penthouse and why the most valuable data is found on the ground floor. Nowadays, we see Zamunda management everywhere. It's the executive team that makes decisions based on 40-page slide decks and focus groups, never actually talking to the people that use the product. When you lead from an ivory tower, you lose the pulse. You start solving problems that don't exist and ignoring the ones that do. Akeem understood that if he wanted a real partner, he had to be a real person. In business, if you want a loyal customer base, you have to understand the struggle of the queens they live in. So, are you a prince pretending to be a pauper? Or are you a leader willing to get your hands dirty to find the truth? Akeem's journey is a masterclass in operational empathy. He didn't just visit queens, he immersed himself in the city, whether the city wanted him or not. So here's our strategy for navigating this particular audit. First, we have the mop bucket strategy. Akeem worked at McDowell's, not as a consultant, but as an entry-level employee with the hopes of one day leveling up to fries. In business, this is the front-line immersion. You go to the place where the work happens. If you want to fix a supply chain, go to the guys in the warehouse, not just the VP of logistics. Then there's McDowell's versus McDonald's. Let's talk about good old Cleo McDowell. He is the ultimate scrappy entrepreneur and greedy, but neither here nor there. He built a brand by imitating a giant. He has the golden arcs, while they have the golden arches. It's a hilarious legal loophole, but it's also a lesson in marketing positioning. Cleo saw a gap and filled it with grit, even if it was a little derivative. Last but not least, we have the authenticity filter. Akeem stripped away his title to see who would respect the man and not the money. In your career, audit your royalty. If people only follow you because of your title, you don't have leadership, you have a temporary lease on their attention. So what's our strategy here? True market research requires you to lose your ego. You have to be willing to be the pauper to gain the insights that the prince will never hear. Now we have to talk about the barbershop. Akeem walks in with all that Zamunda energy, and the guys in the chair immediately start checking him with jokes that have been repeated for decades. That shop is the water cooler of the community. It's where the raw, unfiltered truth lives. Akeem had to learn to navigate a space where his title meant nothing. In your world, find your barbershop. Find the place where people tell you your product is trash or your leadership is mid. If you only surround yourself with pedal bearers who tell you whatever you like, you'll end up like King Jaffe Joffer, completely out of touch with the world you're supposed to be ruling. So what's our takeaway for this episode? You can't solve the world's problems from a balcony. If you want to lead a market, you have to be willing to sweep the floors of that market first. Trade your silk for a mop once in a while. It'll give you a better grip on reality. I'm Lady Ray. This has been Student Screen. Next week, we're heading into the shadows of Gotham City. We're auditing Tim Burton's Batman from 1989 to talk about the dual identity audit. We're looking at Bruce Wayne's biggest challenge, managing corporate versus creative personas. How do you run a billion-dollar legacy boardroom by day while fueling your dark creative obsession by night without losing your mind? Stay sharp, stay stylish, and remember, you'll never be able to find a nice woman in a seedy nightclub. You've got to find the Black Awareness Rally in your city to find your queen. There were just too many lines to choose from, y'all. I tried. I'll see you in the next scene.